Hello viewers, in today's video we will learn about the difference between the app version of the IMSDesign Cloud and the IMSDesign app. Okay. Now in the previous videos I have talked a lot about IMSDesign software, what is it used for. Okay. In this video I will be trying to summarize them all one by one. Okay. So the main difference between the IMSDesign Cloud and the conventional, or you can say the traditional IMSDesign software, is that cloud version is a web-based. So this is my web-based. Okay. So simply what you have to do is go on the Google and type IMSDesign Cloud. So this is the very first option. Okay, here you need to register. Already I have registered. So when you will register, you will be putting your email ID and all the necessary information. Okay, and then you will be getting a link on your email ID. Okay, so already I have activated. So you just need to log in. Okay, now when you are in, you will get this kind of interface. Okay, for the app, the interface look like something like this. Okay. Now, the cloud version is a web-based, updated, platform agnostic tool accessible anywhere, while the desktop version requires local installation and is being phased out. Both are free to use from Hydranautics. Nitto designed for reverse osmosis, nanofiltration, ultrafiltration system projection, but the cloud versions offers superior functionality. Okay. Now the cloud needs a web browser, any device, anytime. The design the desktop app, which is this one, so it requires Windows desktop local installation. The cloud does not require any installation. You just need to have a registration and your ID and a password, login and password. Okay. And the design desktop app requires updates handled manually, and the cloud works faster. Okay. And the app is limited by local machine power. The probability of the app is high. Okay. And there are updated features, for example the latest membrane tech like HydraCube, HydraMax. Okay. And this is outdated app, and the multi-stage turbo is available only in cloud, not in the IMSDesign app. And the project save to cloud server in the cloud, and this one all the things that you want to save is saved locally on machine in the app. Okay. Now the key advantages of IMSDesign Cloud: you can access anywhere and do projections and manage projects. Okay, even if you are moving from one device to another, because it is all the thing is saved to the cloud, and it's up-to-date technologies, seamless integration of latest HydraCap Max and HydraCube technologies, and it's exclusive access to multi-stage turbo. Okay, and the app is its offline functionality is not available like with the cloud. Okay, you don't need an internet connection. You just need to have an even you don't need to have an account. Okay, and the desktop version is until December 2022. Okay, now let us go to the app and the cloud both. Okay, so this is my cloud version, and this is my app version. Okay, now in the app version you can see that we have multiple languages, and when we choose American, so by default you can just vary the flow. All these options are grayed out. In the metric, these even the pressure and the temperature and the permit flux is grayed out. Only these options you can change. In the custom, it allows you to work with everything. So when you continue, and then here these are some online help. Okay, and when you if you have one of a project saved, you can open the project. Okay, and when you click on the new project, so you are inside the app. Okay, now this is the IMSDesign, which is a membrane system design or simulator. So it does three core things. It select the membrane element. You can call it an element or a membrane, both are the same. Design the system configuration, stages, vessels, predict performance, flux recovery, pressure, fouling risk. Okay, and in the cloud, which is here, it runs in browsers, is always updated, and good for quick design. For example, you have a quick design here, which I've already discussed in my previous videos. Okay, so in the quick design, you will just scroll down and click here and agree and continue. Okay, now you have to clearly specify the water source type. For example, if you are specifying sea surface, okay, now here you have to be very clear about what you are choosing. So for example, you are choosing the sea surface, so basically this requires you have to be either conventional, so we'll be choosing this one. Okay, and the pre-treatment permeate flow, there is a range. For example, you're putting a random number, so it says the random number should be between this and the feet TDS, so it says the number should be something between, and the permeate is for example 100. say it should be between, and the temperature for example 25, and then submit. So depending on our case, this is the required membrane flux in GFD, and this is required recovery, and the proposed membrane area is not available, estimated is also not. So depending on this case, no membrane can be recommended. So we have to see the technical stuff that is on the software. Okay, now let us go back to this one. Okay, now on the dashboard, when you click, so this is a new projection, and also we have open next file also here. So if you have some file, you can directly import here. Now here we have HydraCap Max RO, HydraCap Max RO, post this. This is not random. This, okay. So this defines your process tree. So for example, HydraCap Max. So this is like ultrafiltration, hollow fiber membranes, and it removes turbidity, suspended solids, spectre. So it's used as a pre-treatment, not a post-treatment. Reverse osmosis, it basically, this section basically removes dissolved salts, organics, heavy metals. So this is the final purification step. Now the HydraCaps is a combined system. Okay. So it's like ultrafiltration RO. So it's a proper industrial design approach. Now we have the post one. The post one is basically for, so this is after ultrafiltration. Okay, and this K4R basically means internal configurations. So it's not like another type. So it's like you can say Nitto naming, and PW1 means pass water type, likely pass one potable water. So we are designing a stage after ultrafiltration and feeding RO. Okay, and here you need to specify, for example, if I'm putting this one, so it says it should be between 0.5 and 30. Okay, and 20, so it said it should be 90, and the filter pressure, for example, 100, so it said it should be between 0 and 6. And then we need to run. So based on this, the filtrate flow is 30 meter cube per hour, feed pressure is 7.02, pressure drop is 0.060, and the calculated module quantity is 12, and selected is 12, and these are feed flow, and these are, so basically the is for after filtration. Okay, now again on the dashboard we have the, if we are clicking on RO, so RO you can see that it's the same like the user interface is same like, so we have here dissolved salts, organics, heavy metals. Okay, this is the final purification step. So the mandatory input is you have to specify the source water type, you have to put the turbidity, which is not here in the app. Okay, and temperature, so you have to select RO pretreatment plus the seawater, or if you have chosen, now if you have chosen seawater, so what kind of membrane it will require. For example, if I do the auto balance, okay, and then I put a project name as IAU and client name, for example, okay, and then I jump to the design window and I choose here the RO, for example here Seawell, the design. So I have to choose the, this is the floating diagram. Okay, and here before putting the, so I have to specify, for example, this one. So here I have to choose the correct membrane. For example, if I am choosing the SWRO membranes, okay, so we can see this. Okay, and we can also choose show all. We'll go one by one. Even in the Pro this is not okay. Let us see the hybrid, and we can clear all, then try to find again. Suppose we choose this one. Okay, now After this, we have also seen this here. If you are seeing this CPA series like these one, so the CPA series and ESPA series and SWC series, so probably we have, and also we have these. Okay, so the CPA, for example, we must know that why we are choosing CPA 24040 or any other one. For example, CPA is used for high rejection, reverse osmosis, and it's good for drinking water. ESPA is low pressure RO, energy efficient. And SWC is basically for seawater RO, high pressure. So if we pick the wrong membrane, so our design will fail. So the recommended membrane is screened, okay, where we see the salt rejection, pressure, area, spacer. For example, if I choose this membrane, so here we are seeing the configuration, okay, and the application data and the test conditions, and this is my exact geometry or the test condition of the membrane. So this is where any environmental engineer or desalination engineer can decide the energy versus performance, the fouling resistance, the cost, and the floating diagram, which you can see here. Okay, this is my flow diagram. So the flow diagram basically tells you about the feed, about the pump. Okay, this is the pump, and the membrane, and the permeate, and the reject. So here the 1, 2, 3, and this is your 4. Okay. So the stream 1 basically shows you the feed, stream 3 is reject, and stream 4 is your permeate. So this is how we can play with the or we can simulate or work with the model. Okay, now for example, here we go back and then again, so you can see different membrane. For example, if we choose SWC, so you can see here this is SW, for example C5. So SWC5 and C6, they are 8 by 40 elements. You can see 8 by 40 elements. Okay, now 8 by 40 element means 8-inch diameter and 40-inch length. So this is industrial standard RO element. Okay. Okay, now also we have to decide about the process. Are we choosing ultrafiltration? Are we choosing RO only? Are we choosing the combined, for example, ultrafiltration plus RO? If we are choosing brackish, so we have to choose CPA series or ESPA series. If we have a seawater, SWC, and also we need to set the flow and recovery. This is very important. If you don't set the flow and recovery, these two, you cannot choose the element. For example, if I remove this, I'm trying to, so it will say enter non-zero permeate recovery before selecting membrane type. Then only you can run design and check pressure, scaling, flux. Okay, so this is all about the using of the app. Okay, both either app or either using the cloud. Okay, I hope I think the use of the app and cloud is clear to all of you. And also one thing, the last not the least, the IMSDesign also checks, if you go on the analysis window, it also checks these parameters. You can see here down, these are called CSO4, osmotic pressure. Okay, so this can also, if this is high, it can also lead to scaling. Okay, and concentration increases in reject stream. Now for example, if we are designing an ultrafiltration membrane, okay, though it cannot remove suspended solid colloids and bacteria, RO cannot handle without ultrafiltration. So these are some of the basic informations we must know before working on app or cloud, and on the different possibilities which you saw here when we're talking about different modules, whether it is HydraCaps, okay, or HydraCaps Max. You can see here these we should be very clear about. If we choose the wrong one, our design will fail. Okay, and also we must be clear about different kind of membrane which is coupled, or element which is coupled with the soft, like CPA, ESPA, SWC, what they actually mean. So they are membrane families, they are not models. Okay, and also in the numbers by 4 by 40, 8 by 40, we must be very clear what are we choosing, and what is the meaning of them. Okay, so don't forget to like and subscribe my videos.